What's going on, you all? It's Key Michel here, and welcome back to another episode of Vintage Glamour. So what's going on, everyone? I'm very happy to be back here with you all for another episode, and I really hope that you all, are having a great day thus far. And I also hope that this episode that I'm about to dive into really supports you all. The topic for today is 20 ways to protect your energy. So I feel like more than ever, the time is now to learn how to protect your energy. With everything going on in our world, maybe locally in your own city or states, and just in your own individual lives, right? The time is now more than ever to really protect your own energy. And, if you didn't check the website this week, the Key to Fashion website, I wrote an article, 20 ways to protect your energy. And I listed 20 ways that you all can protect your energy, but I didn't put any sort of explanations behind those 20 ways. So this podcast episode is going to be an extension of that article. So it's going to be 20 ways to protect your energy, but as I read off the 20 ways, I'm going to give, short and concise explanations of all those 20 ways that I stated so that you all have a better understanding of what I mean. And so that moving forward, you all will really understand how you can utilize those 20 ways to really protect your energy today, right? Today. So with that being said, you all, let's dive in. And also I want to make a disclaimer. If you're hearing any noises, y'all already know I live in the city. And when I mean I live in the city, I live smacked in the city of Boston. So if you're hearing any type of noises right now, I apologize. I really do. But I also wanted to, make that disclaimer right now. So with that being said, let's dive in, right? So number one is stay informed, but know when to detach from the news / local or global events, right? So, the news, especially if you're living in America, to be specific, the news, it isn't intended to inform the masses. The news is intended to install fear into the masses. So, as a child, my grandmother used to like watching the Oprah show, right? And so the Oprah show used to come on at 4 o'clock. And after the Oprah show, the 5 o'clock news would come on. And every time the 5 o'clock news would come on, I would notice I would be really anxious and I would feel really, scared. And I would always think to myself, why every time the news comes on, I'm feeling scared. I'm just feeling this energy of fear. And that's because that's the intention. That's the intention behind the news, is to make you feel scared, not to necessarily inform you of what's going on in the world or what's going on in your city or state, or it's to make you feel scared, to make you feel that feeling of fear, right? So, although I think it's very important to stay informed, right? You want to stay informed with what's going on, locally and globally, right? You really want to stay informed. Know when to detach. Know when to protect your energy. Know when it's like, all right, this is becoming a little bit too much for me. Let me stop watching the news, or let me stop reading these articles. Let me take some steps back, right? Know when to detach and when to protect your energy. So that is number one. Number two, eat healthier meals. The food we eat has a lot to do with our very own vibration, right? So, you might notice when you eat, crappy foods, on a consistent basis, that although they taste really good, you might notice that you might feel a little icky, right? You're not feeling all that good. You might feel a little just like, I don't really feel that great right now, right? Your energy might also feel a little bit low. And that's because, the foods that we eat, they have a lot to do with our vibration. And when you start to eat a lot more healthier, you start to realize that your vibration is starting to raise as well. So the foods we eat have a lot to do with how we protect our own energy. So this is also really essential, eating healthier meals. And I know this is something that I personally have to work on, because listen, when this pandemic started till now, I have been eating anything. I have been eating terribly, right? Terribly. And although the foods have been amazing, I also noticed that, when I, eat terribly on a consistent basis, that my vibration just also feels low. I also feel really icky. There have been times I have, taken some spiritual fast during this time frame. And after I jump off of those spiritual fasts and I start going back to just eating terribly, I start to feel really, just like icky. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like my vibration is feeling really low right now. And so, you can really tell, especially if you've been eating healthier for a long time and you go back to eating crappy, you can start to feel your body not feeling the same way. So that is just number 2. Eat healthier meals. The food we eat has a lot to do with our very own vibration. Number 3, practice your own forms of self-care daily. Always make time for you. So, self-care is, really a necessity in life. It really is. I get that it's a saying and a concept, I should state, that we hear a lot about. Practice self-care, practice self-care, practice self-care, right? But it's a necessity. We should all be practicing our very own forms of self-care every single day. Every single day. This is a great way to protect your energy and to protect your peace, is to practice your very own forms of self-care. Whatever it is that you really love to do, and that really just makes you feel really good, and also in return raises your own vibration. It could be putting on a face mask. It could be getting your nails done. It could be reading a book, right? It could be watching one of your very own favorite shows. It could be, knitting. It could be practicing or doing any sort of hobbies that you love to do. It could be spending time with the people that you love the most. Really think about what are ways that you can practice more forms of self-care daily. You want to make it a daily thing. You don't want to make this, I pick Sundays, my self-care Sunday days. Practicing self-care, it shouldn't just be one day out of the week, right? It should be every single day that you are finding time in your day to practice self-care, because you will start to notice when it's only one day a week or when it's no days a week, you will notice that your body is saying to you, this isn't enough. This is just not enough. I really need to be practicing self-care a lot more in my life. So that is number 3. Number 4 is to learn how to say no without an explanation. So no. Learn how to say no. No is an answer, right? And this is something, in my past I had to work on. I felt like at times, especially when it came to people that I really care about, I would have to give them an explanation of why I'm saying no. And it wouldn't make me feel good, because in my mind I would be like, why do I got to do this? And it's like, you don't have to do this. You feel like you have to do that. You don't have to give an explanation of why you're saying no. If you don't want to do something, just say no. That is an answer. Just how yes is an answer. It's interesting because when we say yes to things, we're not always explaining why we're saying yes. We're just saying yes, right? So why do we do that with no? Why do we feel like we have to explain why we're saying no? No is an answer, just how yes is an answer, right? So that is number 4. Learn how to say no without an explanation. Number 5, be mindful of the company that you keep, and spend more time with people that vibrate high, that inspire you, and that truly make you feel damn good about yourself. So of course, it's important for you to make your own self feel good, right? You don't always want to depend on others to make you feel good, right? But at the same time, the company that you keep has a lot to do with, protecting your very own energy. You will notice if you're hanging out with people that that are, low vibrational and they're not vibrating higher, you will realize you will either start to, vibrate at that same vibration because you're hanging out with them as much, or you will start to realize, all right, you need to make some sort of change and hang out with other people that are vibrating at the same vibration that you're vibrating at. And that doesn't mean that those people are bad people that are not vibrating at the same vibration that you are vibrating on, right? That doesn't mean that at all. At all. All it means is that you need to figure out, what you need to do for you. Are you going to, make new friends and, spend time with people that are vibrating higher? Are you going to spend time with different family members that are vibrating higher? It is really, really important for you all to be really mindful of the company that you keep. This is really key when it comes to protecting your very own energy. I definitely can say that this is something that I have even realized in my very own life. When you start to spend more time with people that are vibrating higher, they really and truly empower you and inspire you, and they make you feel damn good just from being in their very own presence, right? So this is essential, and that is number 5. Number 6 is move in silence, but not in secrecy. Discern who and what you can share certain things with. Also know what you can tell social media. So what I mean by move in silence, but not in secrecy, I know at times when it comes to moving in silence, maybe, you might have some people in your life that you do want to tell them what's going on, right? You do want to share certain things with them, right? So that's what I mean by, you can move in silence, but let's say you really want to share something with one of your parents, or you want to share something with one of your very close friends that is one of your main cheerleaders. They love everything that you're doing and they root for you, and you just want to let them know what is going on. Use your discernment. If you know those people are really happy for you, share those things with them. Share those things with them. You never know. They may be able to give you a really good idea, right? Or a boost of encouragement when it comes to what you're working on or whatever it is that you're striving for. But you have to always have discernment here when it comes to that, because you just never know, right? And I remember I was watching a YouTube video about this very topic, and the YouTuber was stating how this influencer that she follows made an announcement that she was pregnant, right? And the YouTuber stated when the influencer came out and announced that she was pregnant, she said she almost wished she did not do that because she knew that there were a lot of people that were jealous of that particular influencer. And although she was very happy for that influencer, she just was like, I don't know. I know that there are a lot of people that are jealous of this woman, right? Next thing you know, you all, that influencer comes out now and announces that she had a miscarriage. And the YouTuber kept thinking, I just feel like if she had moved in silence and never told social media, that she was pregnant, perhaps she would have still been pregnant until this very day and she would have been able to have that baby, right? So, you all move in silence, and know who to tell certain things to. So, if you don't want to always move in secrecy, definitely, use discernment to know who you can tell certain things to. But when it comes to social media, you really, really, really need to use discernment when it comes to what you're sharing on social media. For real, you all. You just never know. You just never, ever, ever know. All right? So I think especially after hearing about that, that story about that influencer, once again, you just never know, right? So that is number 6. Move in silence, but not in secrecy. Discern who and what you can share certain things with. Also know what you can tell social media. Number 7, take breaks on social media when necessary. So social media is an energy exchange. So oftentimes, you are following the people that you're following because of the energy that they're giving off. They may be giving off really inspirational energy. They may be giving off really empowering energy. They may be giving off, really fun and joyful energy or really informative energy. You follow those people because you like the energy exchange. But when you start to feel like, all right, I'm seeing things that are, definitely, messing with my energy. I really need to protect my own energy and peace here. That's when you really need to figure out, all right, let me take some time off of social media here, or let me unfollow certain pages, right? So, for example, the Shade Room. A lot of my friends know, back in the day, I had to unfollow the Shade Room. I think that was in 2018, 2017, I unfollowed the Shade Room because I'm like, this page is toxic. And I'm like, yeah, you could get a couple of giggles in, but the next thing you know, they're posting something that has you really upset, especially when you're reading the comments and you're just seeing people tear down the person or the people that are being posted. I'm like, all right, this is miserable. This is just misery loves company at this point. And this is too much. I don't like the energy that I'm feeling from this page. So I had to unfollow that page, right? So, know when to take breaks on social media or know what pages are just not for you. It's okay to unfollow. It's okay to unfollow, right? It really is. If you got to unfollow somebody, and, because of the energy that they're giving off, it's okay. It doesn't mean that there's beef. It doesn't mean that there's problems. It's okay to unfollow, right? So that is number 7. Number 8, combat any of your bad habits. You know what they are. So you know what your bad habits are, right? So really start to combat those bad habits. Oftentimes, it can take more than 21 days to get rid of a habit. So give yourself grace. Give yourself grace along the way. There have been a lot of bad habits that I have been able to combat, but there are still bad habits that I'm still trying to combat, right? I'm still trying to combat, right? Because I'm a human being. But I realized that, those bad habits that I was able to successfully combat, in return, I also was able to protect my own energy. And I was also able to raise my very own vibration. So really think about the bad habits that only you really need to work on. And also give yourself grace along the way. So that is number 8. Number 9, always ask yourself when it comes to anything in your life, anything, does this fuel my energy or does this deplete it? So examples of that could be a job, a relationship, etc., right? So you really want to always ask yourself this question when it comes to anything in life. Anything in life. I know that many people can tend to stay in jobs and in positions that they know just ain't for them. Getting up and going to this job is just one of the worst things for you. You know the feeling. You hate it. You're dreading it. But you still get up to go, even though you know that this job, is depleting your energy, even though when you come home from this job, you probably feel depressed, you probably feel anxious, you probably just feel so many mixed of negative emotions, right? But you still go to that job because you probably feel like, man, I can't get anything better, right? You're thinking of it in a scarcity mindset. You have a scarcity mindset about that situation. You're thinking, I got to pay my bills right now. I probably won't be able to get something better. You want to really think about life in an abundant way. Life is abundant, right? Everybody's life is filled with abundance, right? The issue is a lot of people look at life through a scarcity lens. And if you have trees outside of your window right now, I want you to look outside of your window, wherever you're at, and look at the trees. Look at all of the trees around you. Outside of my window, I have a lot of trees outside. So many trees outside. When you see how many trees are around you, or when you think about the concept of trees, right? That's showing you how abundant life truly is. Look at all the trees around you, right? There could be a tree for everybody in this world, right? So you want to really think about life in an abundant way. If you think you can't get a better job, you can and you will get a better job. If you think you can't get a better relationship and you're in a relationship right now and you're like, you know what, this relationship really isn't making me happy, but I don't really know if I could get anything better, you can and you will get a better relationship. You will. You absolutely will, right? You absolutely will, especially when you change your mindset from a scarcity mindset to an abundant mindset. And you might have also heard of a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. It's the same thing. It's almost like when people have a growth mindset, they're able to believe, oh no, I'll be able to learn how to do math. I'm going to be able to be, great at math. When you have a fixed mindset, you'll say things like, oh, you know what? I'm never going to be good at math. I'm just not good at math at all. That's just not my thing, right? I'm not good at math. I don't really know how to do math. So when you have a fixed mindset, it limits you. But when you have a growth mindset, it fuels you and it allows you to grow, right? So, really, really ask yourself that question, you all. Ask yourself this question, Always ask yourself, does this fuel my energy or does this deplete it, all right? So that is number 9. Number 10, if your job is causing you stress, get another job. You didn't come on this earth to hate what you do for work. That was never a part of the plan. So this is essentially, quite similar to number 9. But the part I really want to emphasize on here is that was never a part of the plan. That was never a part of the plan for you to come on this earth and to hate what you do. That was never a part of the plan. Never a part of the plan. Who told you that was a part of the plan, right? For you to come on this earth and for you to hate what you do, that's not a part of the plan. That's not a part of the plan. We are all supposed to love and enjoy what we do. We are all supposed to feel positively fueled by what we do. So think about that. If you're at a job that you really hate right now at this point of your life, right? You got to really, really think about the fact of that was never a part of the plan. So what are you going to do to make sure that not only do you change the plan, but you're doing something that's a part of your plan, all right? So that is number 10. If your job is causing you stress, get another job. You didn't come on this earth to hate what you do for work. That was never a part of the plan. That is number 10. Number 11, create. Find ways to create and express yourself. So I absolutely love to create and just to express myself. And I love to also see other people create and express themselves as well. And I oftentimes have had a lot of people come up to me and say, well, Key, I don't really think I'm, that creative of a person. I would love to be, but I just don't think I am. And I just don't agree with that. I really believe that everybody is creative in their very own way. And even people that don't think that they are creative beings, just tap into that creativity. Tap into that creativity, right? I really believe that, creating and finding really, unique ways to express yourself, can really protect your energy and your peace. And it can also, in return, raise your very own vibration. So number 12, be kind to yourself. Speak life into yourself. Always remember there is so much power in the tongue. There's so much power in the tongue, you all, for real. So, speak life into yourself. You want to speak positive things onto your own life, right? I know that in life, it can be hard at times to always, 24/7, have a positive mindset, right? But it's worth it. It's definitely worth it when we're thinking a lot more positively about life versus when we're thinking a lot more negatively about life. And it's also worth it when we're speaking positive things into our life versus when we're speaking negative things into our life. So think about your own life, right? Think about the times when you have used the power of your very own tongue to speak positive things into your life. What has happened? I'm sure those negative things probably have happened, right? I'm sure there are times where you have said something negatively and they still have happened. So for instance, you could probably be someone saying, let's say, what can I say? Let's say right now you want to make some more money and you're just not making the type of money or the amount of money that you would want to make right now, right? And you're probably saying, oh, I'm so broke. Oh, I just don't have a lot of money. Oh, I just don't make a lot of money. Oh, I don't get a lot of sales. That's just what you're attracting. That is exactly what you're attracting into your life. So if you have an online business, right, how do you expect people to shop with you if that is what you're saying? I don't make a lot of sales. I don't make any money. I'm just so broke. How do you expect to make money from that business? If that's what you keep saying with your very own tongue. How do you expect to make any type of money or attract any money if you keep saying, oh, I'm broke, I don't make any money, oh, I just don't make money, that is exactly what you're attracting into your very own life. If you're someone that is single and you want love in your life, how do you expect love to come in your life? If you're probably saying, oh, I'm single, no one wants me, that is exactly what you're attracting into your very own life. So really be mindful of that, you all. There is so much power in our tongue, right? So, if we can use our tongue to speak negative things into our life, we can also use our tongue to speak a lot more positive things into our life, right? So that is number 12. Be kind to yourself and speak life into yourself. Always remember there's so much power in the tongue. Number 13, create a morning routine, something that will make you always feel ready for the day. So whether you're a morning person or not, right? I think it's great to have a morning routine. And, I don't want to come here and give you all my exact morning routine because I feel like, everybody should have their own morning routine, something that they just want to do, right? Perhaps you're someone that really enjoys meditating and you implement that in your morning routine. That's great, but that doesn't necessarily mean everybody needs to meditate for their morning routine. Or maybe you're someone that enjoys exercising in the morning. That doesn't necessarily mean that everybody needs to exercise in the morning. Perhaps there are people that actually like to exercise in the evening, right? So whatever it is that you want to implement into your own morning routine, implement it. But I think a morning routine is definitely, great to have. And I also feel like it's a great way to protect your energy and to also get you really ready for the day. So that is number 13. Number 14, leave people, places, or things that are draining your energy. People, places, or things that are draining your energy. Leave them. Don't hold on to these things, all right? I think this is pretty self-explanatory. I don't think I really have to, give any sort of examples of this. And I think I've gave examples of this in prior explanations. But leave people, places, or things that are draining your energy to protect your very own energy, all right? So that is number 14. Number 15, create a great work-life balance. Ah, man. Are you living to work or are you working to live? I remember at 23 years old, when I was a City Year Corps member. So if y'all are not familiar with City Year, definitely look it up. It's a AmeriCorps program, like a volunteer program. And I was working at one of the high schools in Boston. It's a very, very well-known high school, and it's actually one of the first public schools in America, the English high school. And I was working at this high school in Boston, and one of the deans said that to me, and it just stuck with me. You know when someone says something to you and it just sticks with you? Because she was a dean of the school, but she was also a cabaret singer, like a really well-known cabaret singer. And she would travel all around America, doing cabaret. And I was just like, what? Really? Like, that's really, really cool. You know what I mean? And she said that to me, like, Key, like, think about it. She's like, I'm not living to work. She's like, I'm working to live. So this can't just be all that I do. You know what I mean? Being a dean. I have other things I really enjoy doing and I really love to do, right? So, I think that's really essential for everybody, you all, to create a great work-life balance and to always ask yourself that question. Are you living to work? Or are you working to live? I really enjoy working and I love to work. But at the same time, I think it's really important to have a great work-life balance, to, be able to have that free time where you're able to do the things that you love to do, the hobbies that you love to do, or to spend more time with your family and your friends, right? So definitely, create a great work-life balance and always ask yourself that question along your own journey. Are you living to work or are you working to live? That is number 15. Number 16. Choose your battles wisely. You don't always have to fight to be right, even when you know you are. So this can be difficult for a lot of people, right? Even when you know you are right. You don't have to fight. You know what I'm saying? Even when you know you are right, you do not have to fight to be right. Sometimes, a lot of times, to be honest with you, especially as we get older, it can just be great to just let things go. And it feels really good when you do that because you're really protecting your energy. What I really realized, especially, as someone that, really had to learn this, you know what I mean? Because even when I knew I would be right, I would still be like, no, like I have to keep going. But it's like, why are you doing that? Because of your ego. Your ego is the one that's forcing you to keep going. So when you realize that it's your ego that is taking over, it's your ego that wants to be right, it's your ego that wants that validation, you relax and you start to say to yourself, nah, I can't let my ego take over. I got to protect my energy here. You know what I mean? If I know I'm right, I'm just going to let it go. If I'm wrong, whatever. You're right, that's cool. You know what I mean? Let it go. And it feels good because you're like, all right, you're no longer being controlled by that ego, right? And you're also protecting your own energy along the way. Because, we've all faced those times where we've been in situations where we're like, nah, like I really have to, let you know that you are absolutely wrong here. But sometimes you can, speak from Timbuktu and back, and those people will still not agree with you. Even if they know that they are wrong, they will still not admit that they are wrong. So it's almost like you're talking to a wall, right? That's when you really have to realize, nah, man, I have to protect my energy here. So, really choose your battles wisely. Everything doesn't really need a response, at all. At all. Silence is really powerful. It really and truly is. You know what I mean? If you feel like you're right, but you just don't want to, be like, oh, no, let me, fight to prove that I'm right. Nope. You can just not say anything at all, right? And honestly, when you start acting like that, the same people that were used to you always being the person that had to fight to be right are going to be shocked. They're going to be shocked. And that's when you realize, wow, with your silence and with you just choosing your battles wisely, you actually won the battle in the end. So that is number 16. Number 17. Every invite doesn't mean you need to go. Of course, don't allow social anxiety to get the best of you and step out of your comfort zone, right? But if you know an event will drain you, don't go simply to please other people, right? So this is so real. This is so real. This is so real. So real. And I'm sure this is something that a lot of people can relate to. I know that many people have been saying, especially because a lot of us have been in quarantine, like, I'm going everywhere. Any invite, I'm going everywhere. But no, once again, every invite doesn't mean you need to accept it. You don't need to accept every invitation, especially when intuitively you know that it is going to drain your energy. Now, the reason why I mention of course, don't allow social anxiety to get the best of you is because I know that social anxiety can bring out those, random negative thoughts of, oh, maybe I shouldn't go because X, Y, and Z, right? So, I'm sure, people that have social anxiety are able to discern whether it's social anxiety that is, making them not want to go, or if it's really because they know that this is really going to drain their energy, right? So this is when discernment really comes into play, right? But yeah, this is a really great way to protect your energy. Of course, I think it's great to socialize and have fun. I'm a very social woman. I love to have fun and go out. But at the same time, I know not to accept every single invitation, because in my past, when I've done that, I've been in places that have really drained my energy, right? But you learn with experience, right? So that is number 17. Every invite doesn't mean you need to go. Of course, don't allow social anxiety to get the best of you and step out of your comfort zone. But if you know an event will drain you, don't go simply to please other people. And with that being said, when I'm talking about simply to please other people, number 18 is destroy your people pleasing ego. Destroy it. Destroy it starting today. If you feel like you are a people pleaser, you got to destroy that to really be able to protect your energy. If you feel like I stated before, you're someone that has a hard time saying no without an explanation, that is a part of the people pleasing ego, right? Let's say someone invites you to an event and you can't make it, but you feel like you gotta give them a large explanation to why. That is the people-pleasing ego. That is. So you gotta find, ways to really destroy this people-pleasing ego. You really, really do. Because this will really help you protect your very own energy. So that is number 18. Number 19 is to live in the now, embrace the now, and be grateful for the now. So the now is all that we all have control over. This is all that we know is the now. This is all that we know. We might think about the past, we may think about the future, but all that we know is the now. And it's relieving when we live more in the now and when we think about the now, right? And it really allows you to protect your very own energy. Think about it. When we tend to think about the past, right? For some people, the past can bring nostalgia and great feelings of nostalgia. You're probably thinking about, precious memories that you had that really make you smile. But for others, the past can make people feel really depressed, right? It can make people feel really anxious, right? Or it can make people just feel really down and just feel just like, man, like, I feel really anxious when I think about my past. Or I feel really anxious when I think about the future, right? And in return, when you feel those feelings, that's also not helping you protect your energy. So you really want to live more in the now and embrace the now, and be grateful for the now. Be grateful that you are alive right now. Be grateful that you're able to listen to this podcast episode right now. All of this is, definitely things that you all should definitely be grateful for, So that is number 19. And number 20, wow, we made it. Number 20, always practice gratitude in life. The more gratitude you have, the more you will have to be grateful for. This also raises your vibration. So this is essential in life. Listen, this is essential in life. I don't care what anybody says, right? Gratitude is so essential. It is so essential in life. You may right now be at a point of your life where you're probably unhappy, right? You're probably not feeling your best. You probably are just going through the motions. But if you take some time to really think about the things or even the people that you have in your life to really and truly be grateful for, you will really start to be like, all right, well, wait. I actually have a lot to be grateful for, right? And when you really start to think about all that you have to be grateful for, you will start to, in return, manifest more things to be grateful for in your life. Even when it comes to the concept of manifestation, right? People are always talking about, in order to manifest, you have to be grateful for the things that you have right now. You know, the things that you have right now, right? So really practice gratitude. Even if you're like, Key, it's hard for me to practice gratitude right now. I'm just not happy. I get it, but take some time to write things down and to really reflect on your life, even your health. Even if, you might not be happy right now, but if you're healthy, if you're healthy right now, you have a lot to be grateful for. If you're healthy right now, you have a lot to be grateful for, right? So you really, really want to practice a lot of gratitude in your life. Gratitude is definitely something that will keep you going throughout your life, and like I said, it not only protects your energy, but it also in return raises your very own vibration. So that is all 20 of the ways to protect your energy. As I stated before, this is an article that was on the Key to Fashion website, and there are a few more articles that I did this week. So after this podcast episode, definitely head to the website to check out the articles that I recently have done, as well as the latest gems that are up on the site, so the latest vintage clothing that are up on the site. And also, I want to make an announcement that if you are interested in guest writing, I have been, making this announcement. If you're interested in guest writing, definitely send an email and let me know. There have been a lot of people that have been interested in doing it, but a lot of people also have backed out because they haven't been feeling confident when it comes to their own writing abilities. And I have allowed people to make that decision of backing out. But what I think in return, what I'm going to start doing now is just really, empowering you all to realize, no, you can do it. You know what I mean? You can become the writer that you want to be, because looking back on it, there were a lot of people that I knew really, really wanted to do it, but they just were scared. And I was like, I don't want to be too pushy and tell them that they can really do this. But I'm like, nah, it's not about being pushy. It's about empowering people. And that's just something that's a part of my personality. You know what I'm saying? I am an empowerer, and I see the potential in other people, the untapped potential in others, right? And so, if you're like, what, Key, I want to do this, but, can you just look over my writing to see how it is? Yeah, I don't mind doing that. I don't mind doing that, so if you're really interested in this, I think this will be a great way for you all to get even more involved in the community, for you all to get your own writing piece out, as well as building your own personal brand. Personal branding is definitely something that I know a lot of people are striving to build nowadays. So I think this is a great way to start doing that. So with that being said, you all, another announcement I also want to make. Another announcement is definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel. Definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel. This is something that I'm really striving to build, you all. So I definitely want you all to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Now, I know it gets really annoying when people tell you that, and you can tend to do the opposite, right? But I really want to grow the community there. I really feel like it would be great for the brand, and I know that a lot of you all really like video. A lot of you all have let it be known that you much rather video, which is why every time I do a Vintage Glamour episode and there isn't video out with it, I always let you all know, because I do feel bad. I do feel bad because I know you all really like the video form of content. But, like I said, if my hair ain't looking right, I cannot get in front of nobody's camera, right? And I'm just being real about that, I'm just being real. So with that being said, you all, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Vintage Glamour. I really hope that you all enjoyed this week's episode and that you all definitely found some takeaways here. For real, I definitely hope that you all are able to, take away a few things from here, because I listed 20 ways that you all can really protect your energy moving forward. So I definitely hope that you all found this episode to be really empowering and really inspiring to you all, because like I always state, that is the mission with the Vintage Glamour episodes, is for you all to just really feel really better about your own life and your own situations after, and always feel like you can get better with time, because that's really how I feel about life. I feel like we can all always get better with time. It doesn't matter whether it's with our personal styles, with our knowledge of fashion, or when it comes to our very own personal growth. And as we all know, personal growth and fashion truly do go hand in hand. And with Vintage Glamour, I really want you all to really understand that concept more than ever. So as always, I really hope that you all enjoyed the show. Thanks for tuning in, especially to the end of the show. And I definitely hope that you all have a great and productive week. And I definitely hope to catch you all on the next episode. Bye now.